Hello,
Hello.
everyone. Welcome to Late Night Girl Chat, LNGC with May. That's me, Mai Vu Coach, Cat, Sexual Empowerment Coach, and Miss Maya representing the late teens and 20s. And I decide, Maya, that your title is empath and intuitive healer because you are such an
Oh,
empath and you can tap into stuff. So why not give you that title
I like
and
that.
empower you
That's
to
good. That's a good
step
title.
into it more and more? Okay,
Yay,
great.
Awesome.
Well,
welcome.
hello everyone. I'm so glad to be back and to finish out the series of oral sex. And this time
Mm,
it's oral sex for women, what men need to know to
yes.
pleasure a beautiful woman that they have in front of them. So I'm so excited because wow, finally we get to like tell the men what to do and what not to do. What do you
Absolutely.
guys think about that?
That I think we need to learn, definitely.
So
I think, yeah. I don't know. Are you fans? Is it a preferred choice of activity for you?
To receive, is that the
Yeah.
question to
Yeah.
us? Oh. Only if it's good. If it's not,
Mm,
I'm
I was
like,
just
don't even
saying that. I was like,
bother.
only if it's good. If it's
yeah,
not
that's
good,
true. It's
it's
a
a
bit awkward if it's
chore.
not, isn't it?
Yeah, usually
All
when
right,
guys are
let's
like,
talk about what makes it not good.
oh,
It's like
Ah,
if there's just, if they treat it like they're a dog with like a bone or something, and they just think, okay, I'm just gonna like that.
ew.
It's like your tongue is
yes,
like an
we have
incredible
experienced that
muscle.
before.
Yeah, no, don't do that. It's like,
Okay, don't treat it like a bone,
yeah.
like a dog on a bone. And while we're at that, no teeth.
I
Absolutely no
oh
teeth.
I like a little bit. Oh, a certain like a bit of bite, like a tiny bit of biting sometimes can be nice. Like a wee tiny bit, like just like like.
Okay, I should be more specific. So, like, if you're going to nibble on it because you intended to do it,
Yes,
because that's
absolutely.
part of your repertoire and you're conscious of what you're doing, then yes, but still do that cautiously and don't overdo
Yeah.
that. But if you're unconscious to what you're doing and then your teeth are just accidentally bumping into everything
Yeah,
down there, it's just not hot.
yeah,
How's
that's
that?
true. Definitely. So what's good though?
What
What
else? What
do
else?
you like?
Well, I think another thing that is just not good is just when they like rush down there and just shove their head in there and just like go. It's like, what are you
Yeah,
doing? No, it doesn't work like that. And like
yeah, we
going
need
too
to prep.
fast and like no.
Oh,
Absolutely.
you need to prep. Okay.
I
Like what
think,
kind of prep?
a way I like to describe it is like, I think for me anyway, I need to be teased.
Mhm.
I need to actually like really want it, and I think that takes a bit of like, I know you want to do it, but make it so that I want you to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, go down, kiss everything around, but not
Mm-hmm.
it. Then I'm like, hello.
Right. So like create hunger and desire. Don't just go down there to prove that
Exactly.
you're good at this.
It's a
Like
dance.
never when it comes to sex, if you are like coming from the brain of I have to prove that I'm good,
Yeah,
not
it's
such a
not a
good
good
idea.
place to come from.
Right.
Absolutely.
And you have to warm it up. If you just go down there and just like go crazy right away, I literally can't even feel that. Like
Yeah,
I'm not warmed up enough where I'm like, so I
yeah,
don't
it
even know
just
what you're
feels
doing.
weird.
Yeah.
That's so true. Yeah, you need to be mentally stimulated as well. I think, of course, that can make you mentally stimulated, but I think you need to, if there's nothing and then that just starts, either you don't feel anything or it feels too overly sensitive. Like
Yeah.
I feel tickly, like it's, oh my God, I'm like pushing their head away. Do you know what I mean? And how do you
Mhm.
feel that? Have you ever had
Yeah.
that? Oh, it's like,
Well, I think
I know.
I'm wondering if this is true, but like if we take the penis, their cock, and we pull back all the skin just in case they have poor skin, and then just expose it, and then we just go at one little spot and go. They probably wouldn't like it either.
I don't think it would be good, would it? Yeah.
Yeah. Not
It's so
yourself.
different.
Do unto other as you would like done for yourself.
Right?
I
What
guess
else?
it's like a bit more complicated because obviously with a penis, it's like, okay, you put your mouth over it and then you just go up and down. Like simply, that's quite easy to understand. Although there's other techniques, in general, it's a little bit more simple, I guess, than, looking at a vulva. There's so many areas, and I think knowing each area has a specific feeling and has a way to maybe be touched or licked or whatever, or sucked, it's so different. I think it just takes a bit more skill and a bit more patience to learn,
Mhm. Yeah, I think it also is, it depends on, the person receiving and stuff. And maybe the first time you guys do it isn't going to be the greatest, but to
Yeah.
have the patience and all of that to take your time and learn what they like. I think this is what I think when a guy goes down on me for the first time, I'm like, so there's a foundation you at least need to have, and then we can work from there. If you don't have that, it's a no, and I just stop talking to you pretty much.
So what's
They need
What's
at
the
least,
foundation?
Yeah.
Ooh, could you please speak louder and clearer so that we can all hear the foundation?
Okay, I'm screaming at my phone. Well, so again, I think they need confidence, because if you're not confident and not just like, oh, I know what I'm doing. That's
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
confident. It's just
It's awkward.
It's just
Confidence is
wrong.
when you want to do it and then you're willing to hear the criticism, or whatever, not criticism, but
Constructive
Guidance.
right,
Guidance.
constructive criticism.
Yeah, guidance, exactly.
That's
Guidance.
confidence, when you're like, oh yeah, tell me what to do, I like that, right? And then I think also having the patience and going slow and asking, like, oh, do you like this,
Yeah.
things like that. And then and to me the biggest thing is just warming up and not rushing. Like if I can see that they're taking their time and they really want to, it's for me and not for them, then I'm like, okay, so they have a good start, and then from there I can tell them what I like, and
Yeah,
then
that's
they can
good.
learn. So that's kind of like the foundation, which surprisingly not a lot of guys have.
Unfortunately. Yeah. What about you, Mai?
Okay, so far we have 1 is confidence, 2 is being guided or allowing yourself to be guided and not be offended, and number 3 is taking the time. Number four is like really get that this is an exchange of pleasure instead of this is an achievement goal.
That's
right. So like if you use my vagina, my pussy as your crowning achievement to prove to me that aren't I great, I can lick your pussy, it just ruined everything. But if it's just like this is a sensuous thing and we're yummy and exchanging and loving each other's body up, and we have plenty of time, like Maya said, no rushing and that kind of stuff, and no proving either. So whether I climax or not, it doesn't matter. But are we achieving pleasure? I think that's much more inviting.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're so right. So many people, they have that I can make her come kind of like attitude, which is just not a good place to start. I mean, first of all, everybody's so different. So how can, even if you have made somebody else orgasm, it doesn't mean you can make everybody orgasm. Like, what? It's just insane to me. But of course, that's like the kind of macho way of thinking about sex. So I think, yeah, good sex, you have to remove that from your thoughts.
Well, it's so. I mean, I can see how tricky we are, right? First, we say confidence is important. Like that's number 1.
Confidence.
Right?
I feel like that's arrogance.
Yeah.
That's like that's about you. So confidence
exactly.
means
if
like
you know that you can do something, but you're not making a big deal about it, then it's like,
Yeah.
You know, quietly confident people, I love quietly confident people because it's like, you know, I'm like, I just trust you, you know, you're not making a big show about it. And then it's like, that's
Yeah.
enticing, you know?
But I have to also pitch a little bit for arrogance, because sometimes a little twang of arrogance knocks
It can be
me
fun,
off
maybe.
my competent, I'm in control mind, and it is a little hot and turn on. So
I get
we're
you.
not saying that arrogance is completely bad either. We're saying is that, yes, you be you, but also pay attention to your subject,
Yeah,
your
definitely.
woman, whoever that's in front of you, and pay attention, and don't make it a goal to achieve. And it doesn't mean about you. It's not about you. It's about the pleasure that we're exchanging with each other. It's about enjoying each other. It's about discovering. So if you make it about that, then that's great. Bring all your arrogance and your confidence and your shyness. Everything counts. But if you make it about you on both sides, right? If you make it about you and, oh, I don't know enough, I'm scared, then you're not confident. That's not good. That's not
Yeah.
hard. And if you're overly confident to cover up your insecurity, that's not good. So
I know it's a
I hope
balance.
that
It's
comes
difficult.
across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, how about
It
you,
is
Kat? What's
hard.
yours?
Um, well, I think you've definitely got a good foundation. I probably wouldn't add much more to it. But
Because then it's just impossible for them to meet.
well,
Don't add to it.
I think it's possible. It's possible, but I think an important thing to remember is like that a lot of people with vaginas don't actually enjoy getting head that much. And, you know, like to not make that a big deal, you know, it might be because they feel uncomfortable or a lot of people I talk to, they have worries about how it looks or smells or tastes. So that is a big issue, you know, and I think if you're a person with a vagina, like honestly, it's amazing. If you're a person that is attracted to vulvas, it's amazing. You want to put your head there, like you want to put your face there, like it's just a natural thing. Even for me, I don't necessarily want to smell my own vulva, but my boyfriend probably does to an extent, you know. So I think like getting over that fear that we smell weird or we taste weird is something important, but also not forcing it, because I know some people, they just don't like it, and they just, you know what, like I know it seems like it's going to be the most amazing thing, but some people, they just don't. And you know, not to put that on to somebody, because some people really love to give it as well. So I think, although it's complicated, some people, they don't want to give it, some people, they just want to give it, and
It is.
they're both problems as well, aren't they? It's hard. Sex is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had someone, where was I? Korea. Yes. I was in South Korea. While I was doing my experimental phase, I wanted to see what sex and people were like, kind of like I was doing my own PhD program and researching, right? So I was in South Korea, teaching for 10 days. I'm like, oh, why not? So I posted. At that time, we did not have slides right or left. We just had Craigslist. So I was on Craigslist and I posted, and this guy sounded good. So I met up with him. He was so
Oh no.
I can't figure this one out, but he was so into it that he just kept eating me and eating me and eating me. I mean, like, we were together for like 4 hours, and I was just like, I think I was swollen down
yeah,
there
you
for
will be
like the next
actually.
3 days. It was just so much and it was like, huh. So did he do that because he's into eating over, or did he think that that was what I was into, or that would make me feel pleasurable, or whatever? But it was just a little much.
Was it even good?
That sounds intense.
I just broke out into a sweat just thinking about that. It was just like,
I know that is true. Like, what for me, I don't like it like a long time, you know. But that's me personally. Like again, I just don't take very long personally. Like for me, if it's more than 20 minutes, so it's going on. It's going on. You know, like I kind of have this cut-off point. Like if I haven't come at this point, I kind of know. Do you know what? Maybe just take a break and I'll come back to it. You know, I'm not the kind of person that if you just persevere, I'm going to do it because I've kind of lost it. Do you know what I mean? But that's me personally. I guess but I know, I mean, I must say, like, my boyfriend is in the other room and he can hear me probably. There are people who are doing it for hours, really, like hours. And do you know what? If they like that, that's cool. I just think maybe take a break. If it's not happening, it's not happening. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, no, we did. I mean, like, we took a break, and I'm like, let's go have something to eat. So then we'd go have something to eat, and I'll come
that's
back.
funny. And then
it's like,
you have something to
right
eat as
down
well.
there again. It's like, oh, okay, here we go again.
But
and it
was it
became
just
like a marathon day. I was like, all right, sorry, vagina. Sorry, Clint, you're gonna take one for the team today.
Wow.
But was it just like bad and long, or it was good but long?
Like, did you orgasm over and over and over again, or like?
That's coming down here. In the beginning, it was good, even though my face said that, right? So in the beginning, it was good, and then after a while, it just became monotonous. It was just like too much, and then he stuck his teeth on it. And now it's just like, you know. So now I'm feeling like a bone being gnawed on.
Yeah.
It's everything that we just talked about.
No wonder you brought up teeth. You've had a traumatic experience with that.
I did. I didn't even know it. I had a traumatic experience.
Wow.
Too much teeth.
That's hard.
Yeah. So
how are you using your teeth? Are you like Are you like I don't know. Like, I mean,
now I do have to give men credit for this, right? I mean, like, it's not easy, or men or women, whoever that's going down on a vagina. It's not easy. I mean, I look at that thing and I'm like, huh.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Where do I start?
I know, me too. I mean, the one time I gave it, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing either. Absolutely. Like, it was.
But can't you kind of imagine like what you would like and just be like, oh, I think
what
it was
that?
like this.
Can you imagine what you would like?
Can you imagine what?
What you would personally like, and then.
Yeah, it does help. I think it does help, definitely. We have
well,
the experience.
Yeah, that's.
But it is still a bit. Still, like, what we like is not
well,
always.
Actually, you know what? I you can't leave it like that either, because, you know, okay, like, my partner Keith and I, you know, I give him great massages. Every time I touch him, he's like, oh, that's so good. Oh, how did you know? How did you find that spot? Right? So clearly he knows what feels good to him, right?
Yeah.
And then when he touches me, it's like, I
yeah,
can't really imagine what it feels like. What does your body want to feel like? And it just doesn't translate that way.
Yeah.
That's how I don't understand how people are bad at massages, because I'm like, don't you know where it feels good to get rubbed? Just do it the same thing.
It's just not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think you can say that. I don't think we can say that, you know, try to imagine what feels good to you and then do that. I totally get that. And a lot of times people just can't make that translation. It's weird.
Absolutely. And maybe you just don't even know what you want either. Like, a practice I've been... Oh, I think my boyfriend got locked out. I'm sorry, I have to go and let him in.
Speaking of boyfriend, she's so cute.
She's like,
yes. Come back.
Oh, sorry. Well, anyway, I'm back. It's fine. I mean, it's funny actually. When we met, I remember the first time we did it. He went down on me the first time, and I went to meet my friend afterwards, and I literally called him the head god, which he knows now, because I was just like, he's just really good at it. Like, and you know, first dates, or no, it wasn't first date actually, but the first time you do it with somebody, a lot of guys I met, like that wasn't what they were doing the first time, you know. So I thought it was nice that he wanted to, you know, spend time and really not just go straight in for the kill, you know what I mean? So I think fair enough, I'll let him in the house sometimes when he gets locked out. I think he does a fair share.
That's a good metaphor. Well, actually,
yeah.
you know, we should also think about what if the men just don't like it down there? What if the men just find it objectionable or the smell or something?
Are they gay? Is that the
like
case
that,
then?
Yeah, then why are you with them? I mean,
yeah, I think it's a good question, because there are also women that are like disgusted by penises, but then often they end up turning out to be lesbian or turning out to be asexual. So that could be a thing. I think if you're really disgusted, okay, look, if you haven't changed underwear for like a week and you've went to the gym and you've had your period, I get it can be smelly. Go for a shower. That's reasonable. Just
really
like we would expect him.
like,
Ugh, I know, we would be disgusted too, right? You would think.
Excuse me while I vomit.
I think the only excuse for a guy to not want to go down or not like it is because they're not confident about it, because they don't think they're very good.
Yeah, that's
but
a good.
Still, it's like I personally would like them to be confident enough to at least try it and you know, but that's the only like somewhat acceptable thing. If they're just like, no, I think it's gross, then that's
it's so weird and it's disrespectful.
Yeah, it's like, so you won't put your face down there, but you'll put something else down there, like
Absolutely.
No.
And you want my face somewhere as well,
right?
So you know, like I mean, a lot of penises are not. They also can be smelly, you know, and that's not for the same reasons that like vaginas and vulvas are smelly. We have discharge, you know, like that's not even an unhealthy smell. That's just like a natural smell. But we all know what dick cheese smells like, you know.
That smell.
Yeah, and ours changes throughout our cycle too. It's like it's usually like kind of very.
We could add that to our base. Just a basic knowledge of like vaginal and vulva, like, you know, you don't need to know an in-depth history of the vulva, right, and all the health, but just understanding that discharge is normal, you know, these things are normal, like for example, like what the vulva looks like, because everybody has a different looking vulva. Some people have long labia, some people have like, you know, they don't even have an inner labia, some people have a big clitoris, some people have a small one. Just a general knowledge of that is super
Cat,
sexy.
do you have one of those models?
In the other room, but there's an amazing link. I can get the link for you actually of a.
You should go get the model, Cat, because when we're speaking to international community, right? So they're like, what? Vulva, model, labia? I don't know what that is. You know, it's like, I don't know. I just think this is this flapping thing. so I think show and tell is important for this. I'm so impressed, Maya, with all the things that you know and your standards and all that stuff. That's really good for, you know.
I've gone through, like 8 or 9 now. It's I better know something.
That's awesome. Ta-da! Okay.
I'm probably going to get banned from Facebook now. This is not a real vagina Facebook if you're listening or watching. Okay, so just
cut it off, someone. You just cut it off.
This is not porn. This is not this is education.
Yeah. So I mean, if you are interested and you want to get to know women or people with vulvas more, just know, you know, this is actually the outer labia here. This is the inner labia here. This is the clitoral hood up here. And this is the clitoris underneath. When you get aroused, just like a penis, this gets harder and larger as well. And then, you know, all of this is sensitive. Also, the labia are sensitive. And the inside, obviously, this is the entrance to the vagina. And for me, I like start off with here and then going down into here, but not like some people, they just go straight here. You know, this is equivalent to the penis. So it's like, if you didn't pay attention to the clitoris, is like not paying attention to the penis. This is more like the equivalent of the prostate, of the male prostate, actually, the inside of the vagina. So it's like if you were pleasuring a man or a person with a penis and you didn't even suck his dick or didn't touch his dick, and you were like, why didn't you not come? They're like, well, you didn't touch my penis. That's what it's like when you don't touch a clitoris. It's like we need clitoral stimulation most of the time, so that's really important. So just get to know the vulva. It's really easy. There's lots of amazing resources if you're watching this.
So hold it there. So it's like, see all that fleshy area around. Yes, that all of that fleshy areas around it, very sensuous, very yummy. This is where, if you want to raise a woman's wanting your dick inside or your tongue or your mouth on her, start kissing around that area and start gently licking and then putting pressure and moving. So like that's kind of waking up that whole area before you zero in onto the bullseye of that, So this is not archery. We're not just going for the bullseye, but we're going for the whole map of it. This is like coloring. So you're coloring, licking, like your tongue is your pencil, and just color all the thing in. Go ahead, Maya.
Absolutely.
Kat, I don't know about you, but is that where you kind of like a little bit of biting too, like a little nibble?
Yeah, like maybe like
just
a little here. Also, I like to use hands.
But save that for like surprise or the coup d'etat. Save that for like the special moment.
Yeah.
Don't just start in by
no, absolutely not.
A bone.
You've got to like level up, And for me, I need the pressure as well. I like using a finger after some time as well. Like get it super nice because that's quite a soft sensation, and I kind of like the harder sensation of a finger or something, or like the tongue if you use it like a high like when you really are using your tongue like forcefully, do you know what I mean, when you're really like almost penetrating it with your tongue. That's a nice change up in the sensations, like we get accustomed to one sensation, so if you're doing it for more than a few minutes, our body's like, okay, I pretty much know what this feels like now, I need something new. So you can change it up, definitely. And use your lips, maybe not your teeth, but lips are important. Sucking, licking, fingering. It's easy once you get the hang of it,
Wetness is important, not dry, yes. But
absolutely.
Not too wet.
That's so true.
Again, we totally appreciate anybody who wants to go down on us. We do appreciate it. And A for effort. And we get that it's very complicated. So it's a little daunting. We understand that. And we don't really have high expectation. I mean, just slow it down and explore and play and, again, it's an exchange of sensuality. If it feels good to you, then it probably will feel good to us. If you're just doing it because you're forcing it or because you're trying to prove something, then we're going to feel that, and that wouldn't feel good at all.
Yeah. That's so true.
What else? And not everyone likes to be gone down on, or they may like it 60% or 30%. So get the range, ask them how much do they like that and how do they want it, It's like ordering your favorite meal. How would you like your food?
Absolutely. Get lots of communication going. Make sure that they, you're hearing them. If it was like, in your situation where this guy is doing it for 4 hours, if I'd been the guy, I should have really asked you, do you want me to continue? How do you feel? Are you continually enjoying this? That is something you should just be doing, so, and just read the non-verbal cues as well, because we don't always exactly want to say, no, I don't like that. You might just say, okay, well, she moaned a bit more when I did this, so maybe do that instead of this thing. So, just listen to her or whoever it is.
I keep thinking about, why didn't I stop him? Why didn't I communicate? Why didn't I ask? And I think I did. So it makes me think about clues, nonverbal and verbal clues, right? So and this one, you know, those who owns a vagina, you are responsible for communication. So you can't just lay there and then complain that he wasn't great. So that's really important.
we do have to take a
So
part in it.
back to my second point, you know, communication is so important, talking, sharing what you like and don't like and all that stuff. And I think you also have to get the clue. Like if she takes your head and push it away, that probably means she had enough.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah. Any last things from you, Maya?
It's not a game that she's playing. She's actually saying, that's enough. That's plenty.
Exactly.
But I think some men, I have done that too, and I like some men actually think that is foreplay. They think that, oh, so now they have to fight against my wishes so that they can insist on it, and it's like, oh no, you know, then we have to escalate that and get like,
yeah, and then
no.
it's confusing in a simulated kind of environment with, okay, I like a little bit of like back and forth or a bit of resistance with some communication beforehand. That's potentially okay, absolutely, but yeah, just don't just do it don't just assume that that's what she's just playing hard to get or something, you know, like that's a really basic thing.
Yeah. Like, don't assume that she's playing hard to get. She's probably just not liking it. And you can ask. It's like, did you not like that, or do you like that? It's okay, right, to ask.
Absolutely.
And I think like you said, the biggest thing is being able to actually listen to what they're saying and then change from that and actually do what they're asking you. Because, oh my God, I had this one experience where I was very gently like, oh, like, why don't you try doing this? Or like hinting, like, can we not do that? You know, like, try going over here, moving here. And oh my God, he was just so like insecure, I guess. Like he thought he was really good going into it. He's like, oh, I'm really good at it. I'm like, sure, okay. And then he went down. I was like, okay, yeah, like I like it when you do this. How about you try this? And he would just be like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And he'd like pick up his head and like stop and be like, oh, I am sorry. I'm like, no, it's okay. Just try it like this. And then he would like just so unsure about it, just like, sorry. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm done. Like,
yeah, that's not sexy.
And I pretty much ghosted him after that. So if you want to get ghosted, I felt bad. I was like, you're a really nice guy, but like, just thinking about that makes me cringe. I can't. And like, how am I supposed to tell them, sorry, just it wasn't good? Because everything was great. I kept talking to him until we did that, and then it was just done.
It seems like maybe you just don't have chemistry then, you know, like maybe there just wasn't this thing between you. And of course, it's partly he's got to learn how to receive feedback better, and he's got to learn that the hard way, clearly, by being ghosted. Maybe he'll reflect and think, okay, yeah, I don't know, who knows if he'll do that, but at the end of the day, I think when you have chemistry and you have the confidence in yourself,
I keep seeing workshops, and wouldn't it be so great to like teach this like in person and train them how to do it right, and have live models and you know, do this, not that, and build up their confidence. And oh my God, that would be such an amazing retreat.
Well, maybe it'll happen in the future.
If you're into that kind of retreat, send us a message, let us know so that we can see if we should create one. Oh my gosh.
Good idea.
It just drives me crazy. Okay, so what's our last message around this? What's the takeaway for people?
Just learn, be patient, don't have an ego, and know that every vulva is different. So, you know, just treat it, like, respect it, love it, like, worship it.
Yeah, and understand that since everyone's different, it's going to take a little bit of learning each time, a little bit of adjustment, a little bit of, you know, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. So exchange. I'm trying to like take notes sideways because I have my computer this way, so my keyboard is this way. So I'm like, that's why my head looks funny. Exchange. Energy. All right. So, well, thank you everyone for being here, and also for all your comments and your kudos and your love for us. If you love what we do, please let us know. We love getting great comments, or even like requests for whatever other something else that troubles you or that you want us to talk about. We would be more than happy to include you in the conversation. Let's see what else. Oh, and if you love us and would like to support us and cheer us on, you can buy us a cup of coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Mai Vu Coach. My name right there, Mai Vu Coach, all in one word. You can find my account. Right now, I am featuring my cross the country road trip on that site, so that you can access it and see all the fun stories and the pictures and everything. But your support, your comments, your coffee, your love is so meaningful to us, and we really appreciate you guiding us on where else to go with this, so that we can bring meaningful, supportive, safe conversation to women and men, and all the colors of the rainbow. So that we can have a great sex life and a great relationship life with each other. So important to us. Any last word from you, Kat and Maya?
Thank you for listening. And yeah, if like May said, if you like what we do, just send us a message. Not a creepy one. Donate, buy us a coffee, and just let us know if you have topics in mind you want us to cover next time.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, love and share us so that we can reach others of your friends and all that stuff. I remember Maya used to bring home her little 5-year-old, 8-year-old friends. Mommy, my friends want to talk about sex with you. I'm like, of course. And then their parents don't let them to come over anymore because they get talked about sex with us. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, at least they got it straight up and no pretenses and all that stuff. And so that's what we hope to do, is to bring healthy, happy conversations about sex and relationship to everyone, so that you guys can be confident and go out there and lick some pussy, eat some penises, and enjoy yourselves. All right, see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.